Awesome. Can anybody hear me? Well, we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes to get some view on, and if nobody gets on, I'll just talk about it and record it, and you can watch it later. Okay, cool. It seems like it's working. So, today I want to talk about the current market situation and how my strategy towards that is. Um, I prepared a few pictures, or basically charts, I want to talk through, and if you want to ask questions, just go in the chat and I'll answer them. Can somebody maybe write in the chat to see if it's working, please? I mean in the YouTube chat, not in the Discord chat. Great, it works. Okay. Well, then let's get started. Here we go. I want to start out with the weekly chart where we can see a descending triangle, and basically the descending triangle is a bearish formation, and it generally breaks out to the bottom. However, it can also break to the upside, which I think is less likely because the general market situation is bearish, so continuation is always more likely than reversal. And so basically we need to wait for the weekly candle has to close below this line right here. Until then, well, that's basically, if we close below this line, we'll have a confirmation that the bearish trend will continue also in the long term, not just in the short term. So maybe we'll then have a trend that will continue for months, probably till June, as I've posted on Twitter before. Next up, we have the long-term log trend line, which a lot of people have been talking about on Twitter, where they've tried to paint it all kinds of ways that it's still intact so they can keep their bullish bias. But in my opinion, we've broken through it around the beginning of March and have retested and have failed. And I've also posted some of these charts on the on Twitter, where I turned the chart upside down to show if this was an alt chart, everybody would have called right at where we retested the trend line from the downside. But since they are almost all bullishly biased, a lot of people missed this, and I think we're gonna continue to go down. And as you can see, there's another line I posted, which Bitcoin bounced a couple of days back right there. I can maybe zoom in a little bit. Where it bounced right there, where I called the bottom around 74K. Even though I generally don't use trend lines as an indicator for trend reversal, they've been working quite great in the last couple of weeks. Just let me check if you have any questions. No, okay, I'll then continue. And we also have the 200-day exponential moving average, which we haven't crossed since, you see, zoom out. Oops. Oh, there we go. Where we haven't been able to cross it back to the upside. And as a general rule, you can say that if the chart is above the 200-day moving average, the exponential moving average, we are generally bullish, and below were bearish, and this since we came from the downside and retested it and didn't pass through, I think this is another indication that the bearish trend will continue. Then we got the 2014 bear market fractal, which has been working really well to predict price action on the macro scale, not maybe on the micro scale, so not on the intraday, but on the day side. It has been working really great. I actually see that this is a little outdated. I can maybe just open it on TradingView. Give me 1 second. Just need to grab it. And as you can see, I posted this yesterday with the market cycles. It seems like the bearish market cycle is much shorter this time, because we need to compress it to make it fit right there. And give me 1 second. As we can see, it has been, as I said, been following it really well, and based on this, this is actually the candle, the bear market fractal is actually the always the closings and the openings of the daily chart. Maybe we're gonna switch quick to the highs and lows, and you can basically, we're right here. You can basically see that we had in the bear market fractal, we went low, well lower than, we had a higher high here, and we also had a higher low right there compared to this, or this one here. And a lot of people on Twitter, again, they're all bullish because we have a higher high and we're off to the races again, which is, in my opinion, a little bit biased, because if you look at this fractal, it has been working so well, and based on this, we're gonna see a little bit more sideways until maybe until the beginning of April, and then I think we're gonna crash down for a couple of weeks. And this also makes sense if you know anything about moon calendars. All the big crashes on the stock market or anything, they have all been on full moons, and I think a new full moon is around, I think, the 1st of April, so this could work out pretty well, that we're gonna see yeah, full moon 31st of March, so in 3 or 4 days gonna have full moon. And all the really big stock market crashes happened around +2, -2 days around full moon. So there's also a lot of research about this, so this is not just like some pseudoscience. This has been scientifically proven. So this would also make sense that we crash down after in a couple of days, and of course we also have the alts that are pumping or exit pumping, which is also another indicator which I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes too. Then we also have the gray one here again. This is the straightest market where we had the, let's check it on TradingView, where we had this oh wait, let's check the one on Bittrex. Where we had this massive bull run, and then we had this crazy crash down again, which Bitcoin has also been following this fractal pretty well, not as good as the bear market fractal, but still another fractal that might indicate how this Bitcoin will continue, especially if you look at the non-log chart. Let's go back. And you can see again we have this crazy crash down there, then a pump and a double top again, and then we have this little sideways thingy going and a little bit upside, and then it goes down slowly and steadily. Here this is another one which I've also posted on Twitter. This is we saw this year in the beginning of this year, where a lot of people were painting right this here. They were like, wait, give me a second. Get rid of the VPR here. Where a lot of people were painting this this kind of triangle, something like that, and everybody was like, yeah, we're gonna retest this level up here again around 16k, and then we'll see if we're gonna drop. And it just crashed through it, and it never really went up there again. And this time, especially if you consider the bear market fractal and the straightest fractal, it looks really, really similar. Where a lot of people again are saying, yeah, we're gonna test those, we're gonna test this resistance line up here, so we're gonna see like 9.5, 10k again, and then we'll see if we break through, and if we don't, we're gonna crash. I think we're gonna crash a little sooner, as the bear market fractal is showing us. Just check if you have any. Many people say a lot of. Well, yeah, that's an interesting question with the alts. I generally looked at a lot of alts. Wait, give me a second. There we go. Dodge has been a really, really good indicator for where we are in the alt market cycle. And in my opinion, we're having like this small little pump we had like in September as well. Maybe we can compare this with Bitcoin. Where you can really see how these pretty much the Dogecoin pumped a little bit, and right after it pumped, Bitcoin crashed. We had this I think it was a 1 month bear cycle, bear market, and I think we're in a similar situation, because if you look at it, we're at like 40 satoshis right now. And if you look at Dogecoin, we never had such a short alt market cycle, and I think we're gonna at least retrace to 30 or 20 20 satoshis. And also, if you look at, it looks like a little bit of fractal again this year. No, it doesn't work. So I think we're basically somewhere here, right before some alts pumped, but it wasn't like an alt season like we saw in December. So basically, we have a small alt season, but not. I don't think we're gonna have something like we had in December. Then again, we have the Fibonacci retracements, basically from top to bottom, and it's the classic 0618 retracement we had on the big one right there from 7k, from 20k to 7k to 5.8k, and we retraced right to the 11.8k, but never really broke through that retracement. So and we have the same thing going on again here, where we retrace to the 0618 Fibonacci retracement, which is a normal, healthy correction for any market. If we go higher, then I would be a little bit more concerned that we might have a trend reversal. But as long as we're just retracing to the 0618 Fibonacci retracement, I think the bearish trend will continue, which is another indicator that we're nothing near from a trend reversal. Well, I think Crypto Trendy posted this on Twitter a couple of days ago now, where we had this looks almost like a fractal, where we have this double top again, and we basically had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have it here again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a little bit outdated. We're now here, and you can see we have this. We bounced right off here and went up again, and we didn't get through that bearish order block, and we have the same thing going on again, I think, which I've posted earlier today, where we basically have this bearish triangle, so this descending triangle going on here. Wait, let's switch to the 6-hour chart, where we basically have this kind of thingy here. Wait, why didn't that work? Oh, there we go. No, on the 6-hour it doesn't make any it doesn't look like a triangle, but if we look at the daily chart, it looks really good, especially if we change to the, there we go. This could be a triangle, and this also looks a little bit similar to the bear market fractal again. There we go, where we also have this kind of lower high again, and then we just crashed down. So this would also make sense again. Well, that was the wrong one here. That we go up to like 8.5, 8.6. Especially if you look at the 6-hour candles, again we have this this bearish order block, where there's a lot of confluence, as I've posted today on in the feed, in the Bitcoin feed, where we have this bearish order block, and if we like have this general triangle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where we have this, we have the big triangle trend line, which is around there. I don't know where we're gonna end up there, so we might go a little bit higher, but I don't think we're gonna break through this. We have the triangle here. There we go. Which also comes out around that area. So I think if we go up there again and the triangle doesn't get invalidated before, if we close below this closing here, if we close, oh wait, as long as we don't close below this, I think the triangle thingy is just still in play. Yeah. There we go. And this also works with, again, with the yeah. Come back to this one, where we have a bounce, and then we go up to that order block again, and this would also complete the triangle. Then let's talk about, I think a lot of people are missing on the total market cap, which often gives a better picture than Bitcoin. Because for Bitcoin we haven't had a lower low since the 5.8K, but we had a slightly lower low on the global. Wait a second, this doesn't work here. On the total market cap, we had a lower low or an equal low as we had at 5.8K with Bitcoin, which was I don't remember when that was. Yeah, around the beginning of February. Yeah, we basically have again this descending triangle, which we also have on the weekly chart on Bitcoin, which I've pointed out earlier. And as soon as we break out here, I think we're gonna crash, and eventually we're gonna bounce, and I think we're gonna retest that level right there. So those, what is it, like, no, I think like 280 billion. I think once we bounce, we're gonna test these levels, and we're gonna bounce off them again and go down again eventually. And yeah, as I said, this descending triangle, which doesn't look good as long as we don't break out here to the upside. I'm very bearish. Well, this is another interesting thing I saw on Twitter a couple of days ago. Some guy posted it. This is again the strat bubble where we went in a trend canal, and then we broke out and we just went straight up. And here again we can see the as pointed out earlier, the bounce, the same fractal we see on Bitcoin right now, as well as on the total market cap. And if you paint this trend line, you can also paint this on the total market cap, and it works great because we just retested this trend line again. And also there's a, let me zoom in. Yeah, there we go. We basically we had a low right there, and then if you paint the straight line, we retest, we went below that low, and now we retested. So again, looks like we're gonna expect there's more downside to it, and it just looks completely similar in my opinion. That ABC correction wave and then this dead cat bounce, and then we broke through the triangle, and then not to the triangle, through the trend line, and then yeah, we retested and it went further down. Here again, I've posted this as well in the altcoin thread or feed, where you can basically see if those altcoins pump really hard or even just a little bit. You can see we go up and then in this case it goes a little more higher, but if you choose other altcoins, you're gonna see the top right there, and then Bitcoin and the total market cap of cryptos just crashes down. So you can basically use those alt tops for calling Bitcoin tops as well, and a potential bear market. The durations of those bear markets might differ, but looks like we're gonna have another jump again on Dodge. This time we didn't have a pump yet, but a lot of those Binance coins, they pump pretty hard to, again, just the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement, which means they just had a bearish healthy correction again, but didn't actually have a market reversal to a bullish trend. Yeah, again, this is just wanted to point that out again. We're just perfectly following the bear market fractal from 2014. Yeah, and I think, I don't remember who asked me that, but somebody asked me about those market cycles, and I should explain those. I don't remember where that was. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, Ether, you asked. Can you explain more about that? Yeah, sure I can. Well, basically what you see here is that those, if you connect the tops and measure the time frame, you see they got shorter, and shorter. Well, I actually messed that up because I should have connected the tops again. But you can basically see that the market cycle times are getting shorter, and shorter. And in a bear market cycle, they get longer, and longer. Can maybe look at this. It doesn't work perfectly, but it works pretty well. Here you can see here from top to bottom, just a couple of days. From top to bottom, much longer. From top to bottom, longer again. And here you can see it even better on the bull for those bull cycles. They got shorter and shorter and shorter. And if you look on Twitter, there's this guy who's called SpiralCal. I'll just write it in the chat. You can check. I think his pin post talks about exactly that. You can check that out. I think he's worth a follow because he has like a completely different view on how he basically bases on his charting or his trades on moon cycles, and yeah, a lot about it, that kind of stuff. So really alternative way of trading. Any reasons why you use your Phoebe tool? Yeah, I actually, in the beginning, I didn't realize that those numbers are actually those let me see. They're almost, the Fibonacci retracements are almost symmetrical. So the 3 in the middle, the 0.618, the 0.5, and the 0.382, they are all, if you switch them, they're gonna be symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter which way you use them. And if you use those two, they just vary a tiny bit. They vary, but in the beginning I didn't even realize that they weren't symmetrical, so I kind of made that mistake from the beginning and never changed it. And if you use the middle ones, again, it doesn't really matter the direction you use the Fibonacci retracement. Yeah. Do you have any questions? Anything I should talk about? Oh, excellent. Thanks, Crypto. Trendy. Any other questions? Seems like there are no other questions. I'm just gonna wait another minute. Oh, there. Can you go? Oh, yeah, of what an order block is. I think let's talk about that tonight, because I think I wanted to talk about how to, wait, there we go. Yeah, where you find areas of trend reversal and how to set up a nice trade. We're gonna talk about that tonight. With yeah, okay, great. Well, I think I'm gonna do the other session around 11 p.m. Central European time. If there are no other questions, we're gonna end this right there, and we'll see each other tonight. Okay, seems like there are no other questions. We're gonna see us tonight. Bye.